We are the Twin of Four. We want nothing to do with your world but to make it into ours. There will be no violence against your people, but if you strike us, we shall have no choice to Delta Zero your world. The president claimed himself leader of the negotiators. Of course, America was the first to show its ass, or whatever was left of it. It did too much. Now it was reduced to a few states that managed to stay together. The other remaining states blew each other up. The infighting escalated too far and the two parties destroyed themselves. Everything on the West Coast was either turned to glass or melted into time. The East Coast was a little bit better off. There were somewhat functioning societies, but other people from smaller and poorer towns would come to steal from the bigger cities. This was past the age of cars. People traveled around on teleportation strips that were on their shoes. There was a basic telepathic sensor in the chip. It could communicate with the device and take them where they wanted to go. "Hurry up and finish those dishes," Laurel yelled to Aunt Olivia and Spartan. "I think there's something that will finally make this day more interesting." They came flying out of the makeshift kitchen. "What is it this time?" Spartan asked. "Better not be another invasion, or at least another story about an alien invasion. Those have been told over 1,000,000 times. Aunt Olivia rolled her eyes at the holoscreen. "No, it looks like they're giving us an option to merge with them or get turned to glass." "Turned to glass? Turned to glass? What if I try and escape the lasers and I don't make it? I'll be on the holonet." Both girls laughed. "That's not the first thing they'll see. They might find you in your last moments, but they won't find that first," Aunt Olivia assured him. "What do you mean by becoming them?" Aunt Olivia asked. "I'm pretty sure they're a hive mind," Laurel said. The twin Ivor continued. "Are you representing this planet as your leader?" The twin Ivor looked like a formless thing of gas and an assortment of different minerals. None have been seen by anyone at that time. The president looked like a small shadow standing near it. "Yes, I speak for America." The twin of four laughed, a dark and guttural laugh. "There is no America. There is no order. There is no constitution. There is no rights. You have let your people exterminate galaxies, growing your floundering empire that has been corrupted from the beginning, and it shall crumble and end with you. Your rule has come to end. The rest of the galaxy kill to be where we are. Luckily for us, we get to finish you off." A hand formed from the mass. It was metallic. The minerals formed different spiral designs along the hand. A metal scythe formed in the hand, similar designs around it as well. The strike was so smooth. It was so sharp that not much power was behind the swing. The hand disappeared into black space. "Shit," Laurel muttered as she grabbed a few weapons off a nearby table. "Get your shit ready. If shit hits the fan, we gotta leave as fast as possible." "Aw, geez," Spartan said. "Didn't we get done fighting a really long war?" Laurel nodded. "We are the descendants of the Mothmen. We must be there to defend the people when they need us most." She looked up at a hollow picture of a soldier on one of the walls. He had a good set of wings. They were silver with gold accents on them. "Take a look at Uncle Floyd. He fought for centuries, and he got to see America fall. You may not remember your mother, but she died a few weeks after having you. Things were looking good, until America went and tried to solve everyone's problems. She hoped you wouldn't have to be born during the hard times." Spartan looked at the picture. Floyd had a silver bow that glowed. "You're gonna teach me how to fight, right?" "Of course. I wouldn't throw you into the deep end just yet." She smiled. Laurel was a woman in her early to late 20s. She had long and wavy brown hair that went to her shoulders and bright green eyes. Her wings were purple. Spartan had straight black hair that he kept in a ponytail. It went to his waist. He had his mother's wings, an iridescent color along with her gold eyes. Aunt Olivia was also in her 20s with blonde hair just above her shoulders. She had silver wings and blue eyes. She was playing a game with her sister Lex. Lex was the only human who somehow didn't any of the traits of the Mothman. She had curly red hair, teal eyes, and glasses that made her eyes look big like everyone else's. She came back to the junkyard home with them, and Laurel said, "Those look, fabulous? I'm trying to look like you guys." "You don't need to do that. You're fine just the way you are." Spartan laughed. "If anything, they make your eyes look they're about to bulge out the sides." She began to cry. "I love watching you guys fly in things, and you all look so pretty." Laurel came over and comforted her. "You'll be all right. I don't know what's in store for you, but you're a part of the family regardless of looking like a moth or not." There was a sound outside. It sounded like something hit the side of the house. Spartan and Lex jumped. You guys want to check that out? Laurel asked. Sure. Spartan grabbed a toolbox. If there was one thing that he and Lex loved doing, and there was a long list of that, they both loved repurposing things that they found in the junkyard. They left the state called New York a few years ago. It was too rough trying to live and survive from the ravenous people living around them. Sure, they did their share of stealing and whatnot, but these neighbors next door would try to murder you in cold blood any chance they got. They fled as far as the teleportation strips would allow. The strips were like a massive circuit. Parts of the circuit have been destroyed during the American wars. Luckily for them, there were a couple of small cities nearby. The junkyard was an abandoned shipyard. This had some of America's Space Force ships and oddities scattered about. When Spartan saw the ships, he said, "They left this all behind?" "Guess so," Lex said. "Well, as they say, America's trash is now my trash. This is gonna be great, Lex. We could build a ship or something and explore the galaxy." Lex nodded. They made do with what they had, which was a lot. The house was solar-powered. In the times where the sun hid away, the house had enough energy to last you a couple winters or more. Spartan and Lex built the house within 2 months. Lex looked around. She saw a dish on the ground. Damn, looks like that's gonna need replaced anyway. Think it was starting to short out. Spartan picked up the small dish. One of the struts had snapped off and the dish was dented. Yep, you're right. Hope we got more, he said. We do, Lex said, pointing to a wooden shed. I stashed some more in there. They looked new. We'll have to melt this one down and use it to make another one or something. Spartan noticed a few holes in the siding of the house. We could make some more patches. Laurel's been saying that we should have fixed that a few weeks ago, but you know we've been working on that ship a lot. Lex smiled. As they went out to the makeshift hangar, they began talking. So what you think? I'm not sure about fighting for America. If they caused all of this shit, then wouldn't we want to join someone else who's fighting them? Spartan asked. I don't know. From what I understand, America has many bases spread throughout the galaxy. It's a surprise they've managed to hold out this long. They approached the hangar doors. You know what I think? Lex lowered her voice. I think that America's pulling strings or something. Either the propaganda has been lying and America is truly fucked, or America's hiding the dirty shit they're doing to maintain control of the galaxy. Spartan nodded. I think we should leave while we can. But you know how that's gonna go over with the rest. Maybe you can use your super good convincing skills, Spartan said. Lex gave a dry laugh. As if. Whenever I want to do something really important, they don't really listen. Well, at least you and Aunt Olivia are the only one who do. You know how Laurel is. I understand her wanting to protect us all the time, but sometimes she can be a bit stubborn. Spartan nodded. They approached the ship. The ship was very long and sleek. It used to be a dull gray color. They gave it a paint job. The wings were shaped like a butterfly's wings. They were gold with red trimming. The body was silver. It tapered towards the back. 2 slits in the front hid high-tech laser cannons inside. What do you think so far? Lex asked. Looks great. I think we should add some kind of quad laser turret on the belly of it. Yeah, that's a good idea, Lex said. Spartan pointed to something in the corner. It was a tall cylinder with many socket attachments along the sides. Some wires dangled from one end. He picked it up. How about we finish working on those engines?